Hello friends, space people of Earth. I hope you're surviving the apocalypse out there and here or wherever in hell we are. Look, so what I see here is a spunky young individual who, this is you. This is someone seeking information, eagerly going out into the world and looking and investigating and detective, like trying to figure out how you got into a situation / why you're inspired to act in a particular way, why you're inspired to go in a particular direction. You're seeking knowledge in the realm of love in a philosophical way. You're questioning how you've been trained and taught about love and how you understand love to be. And you're really trying to cut out what you don't define as beautiful or as pure, as simple and pure as a beautiful butterfly that flies by. You want your life to mean something. And you want it to mean something based on deeper facts than the regulations and the authority. What has been sold and materialized for you. What abundance means, what tradition, values. This is a inquiring of the purpose here type of reading. I see you've identified that holding on to the mindset or the perception of what is valuable is not material. You've identified that this is not doing it for you. There's nothing that you have right now that you possess that you're like, I really, really need this thing so much that I'm gonna work the rest of my life to hold on to it. You're willing to let go and to shed a bit of your past because it hasn't brought you in what you actually love, like meaning connection with others. You haven't had a deep bond, a deep emotional connection with another that has stayed around and created a solid place in your life that makes you say, I think this is it. Like, I think I could be around this person or these people for years to come. Like, I can future see and perceive. That hasn't necessarily revealed itself to you yet that's what you seek. So you're on a mission to intelligently understand yourself and your bond and your connection with others. I see this pattern of information that you didn't have. So there was something you were not taught, shown, and you didn't understand. Maybe you were told it a million times and you just didn't believe it. But there's something about what you saw that you've sort of turned away from. It doesn't jive. It doesn't connect to who you are. You've observed something heavily that does not bring you this purpose, literal purpose. You're striving for purpose and meaning to your life. You don't want to just go with the motions of things, and you want to be open to the wind of change. So you seek solid commitment in relationships, but at the same time, you're very obscure. I don't know what that word means. You're very much so okay with waiting. You're okay with waiting because you haven't yet fulfilled. So here you are waiting. You're like, you know, I can wait. I can hold off. I know what I've sent out energetically. I know what energy is going to call to my heart. My heart sings and craves and yearns for this bond, this commitment, this relationship. But I recognize also where I have fallen short, where I have been immature, where I have misplaced my heart, my time and energy, which throws me off balance. This has not been on target. I have not identified the target or hit the target correctly. I've had to learn what to cut out. So you're here in this, I know I'm saying it's just because I'm embodying your energy. Like, I am you right now. So here you are. You're sitting on this developed strength because the journey you've been on thus far has challenged you to strengthen your boundaries, what you don't want in your life, what you really don't want to wake up one day and say, what the hell did I just do? What was I thinking? What was I thinking? You don't want to have that type of revelation. And I think you have had that, something similar to that. You're really looking up. So you're seeking spiritual connection and spiritual truth. So you really, really want to act with emotional maturity by identifying what that means to you before you can give it to another. So you're really trying to not necessarily harden your heart, but build something around it that says, this is my boundary, this is my wall. It's not there because I'm instinctively defensive, but I am going to protect myself in a way that those that, you know, that come to me with an open heart are also going to receive my open heart. So you're not cold, you're not mean or cruel in any way here, but you're definitely defining a boundary and also trying to be on target with the manifestation that you put out. This is like this is my favorite card in this deck. It's the Heart of Sky. And this card is about being and quantifying love and the unique manifestation to you. So if you came to this planet to love all the dolphins and make sure they don't go extinct, or the polar bears, and that's like what you love and define and engraved in your heart before you got here, you seek to do that thing and wait until that opportunity is available to you before you give your heart and love and soul to anything else. So your heart is destined to hit its target. It's not willing to slow down. It doesn't, if you're meant to hit your target at 50 years old, it's not that from now until 50 years old, I don't do anything with heart, with love, with my understanding of what attracts love to me or what I'm attracted to. But you keep the target, you keep the open channel so that you're heading in that direction. You're pointing your arrow at the target. So when it's ready, I'm like seeing like when it's ready, you know, like how you like do this and then you gotta wait, and you gotta like, plan it out. It's like your long game is that planning, that preparation, alignment, attunement. I want to save the freaking polar bears, guys. There's only like 20,000 left. And I'm going to, before I die, build a sanctuary that says I'm going to preserve the freaking livelihood of polar bears. And I'm going to have a partner and that wants to have children and help me accomplish this goal. Something like that. It's a long game, precise goal. It's like when I see someone filleting a fish, like that precision that it requires to take off the skin and get all that meat is the type of precision and truth that you're out to find, because you're showing up as the Knight of Swords. You're this young horse. You're young horse, meaning everybody has a different youth is more, what I mean by young is like you're young in your goal. So if the polar bears, if that's going to happen at 50, maybe you're 30, maybe you still got 20 years and you're like, well, what the hell do I do for the next 20 years? It's probably not fiddle your thumbs over, whatever. You're going to do all the research. You're going to do all the investigation. You're going to vet all these partners. You're going to identify who the hell you are, why you want to save the polar bears. And you're going to create a life that determine or put you in the trajectory to get to the polar bears. All the bears. We got to save all the bears, guys. Okay? We got to save the panda bears because there's like 2,000. I did the research. Only like 1,800 panda bears. I didn't know that, and that makes me sad. These outside forces, they will try to dictate and govern you. You know why? Because the Matrix, the Matrix, guys. If you didn't know, you're in a Matrix, okay? And it's created, and there's a strong belief that it's reality, totality of reality. And it's so powerful and so strong that it's going to try to get you to cooperate with it for the rest of your life. And for some reason, whatever it is you're seeking to do is outside of the Matrix model. And your challenge at the moment is trying to define your path outside of the Matrix. So you're creating your own lane. You're identifying your lane, and you're being met with a lot of authority, like regulations, maybe controlling partners, people that want you to do something else. It could be a partner that's not necessarily controlling, but doesn't see your vision, and you're kind of upset about that. Maybe you've been with this person for an extended period of time, or a boss, or a friend group, a family. Something about your external environment says, I'm going to make it hard for you to get to the polar bears. It's creating a challenge, like a Rubik's Cube. So to some degree, it's very Saturn and father-like. 1414. It's like, I'm going to challenge you to see if this is actually what you're going to achieve, or if you're just gonna fall in line, follow my system, and whatever. I see your shadow wanting to throw everything up in the air. I see this has been challenging for you to, in both ways. Like some days you're like, you know what? I don't really care about any of this anymore. I'm just gonna go live my dream. And then some days you're like, hold on. Like, I have steps, there's procedures, what am I gonna go do this alone? Like, there's a bit of like, I wanna run away and just jump into something, but you also are holding on. And it's rooted strongly in your connection. I heard personal truth. Of course, that's dead. So personal truth, there's those fish. Yeah, you really don't want it. This isn't something you want to do alone. But I think you're identifying that it's going to require, the loneliness is like a level of the game. So I see you've lived like 3 or 4 levels of this game. And it's like the next level might be lonely. There might be a lot of isolation and contemplation, singular thought. You know, you can't really go to your parents or your partner or your coworkers or your boss about this. This is something you're going to be the director about. And I think that's scary for you because you're like, well, am I always going to be alone? Is this always going to be this way? And I see that fear is really what's keeping you from allowing these ships to come in, because the dominoes are going to fall right when you allow this energy to flow. So the more patient and diligent you are about allowing things to come to you, because that's also what that heart of sky is about. It's really about calling out, like, let's say you have a song that you sing into the ether in the middle of a field late at night, no one hears you. And you send out this song and it's literally just to call your mate in, let's say. It's like you sent out that song and you're just kind of like weeks, days, all this time has went by and you're like, well, I can't leave because my partner or my emotional needs aren't met. So you're scared to let go of the emotional attachments you currently have. But what's being shown is that the minute you let go of your current emotional attachments is when your future emotional attachments come in. It's literally like a domino effect. And these fish are not joking. So like, I don't know what the fish, what is the fish trying to say? Oh, seek out information that will help you. And there you are, you're the seeker. You're literally like really looking into information. It's very, very important to you to know. And you got November. Oh, here we go with the I'll be gone till November. I'll be gone till November. I'll be gone till November. Okay, this might be connecting to a reading I did where someone had to leave till November. See, something's calling somebody away and you're gathering information and worried about an emotional obligation you have. Yeah, family wishes come true. So you're bringing something to the surface. You're digging something up and you're bringing it to the surface. The fish. So fish, go with the flow. It could obviously be Pisces energy. Fish lay eggs. Good plans and hard work. Yeah, muddled, unclear thinking, the forest. So I'm seeing you lost in the forest right now. Oh, yeah. So the eagle's a really powerful spirit animal for me. how I perceive it, just because it's significantly separated from other birds. It's the mega bird, right? And we have this golden egg right there with a nest, and it's like you can't allow the current narrative, perspective, and emotions to be the guiding factor in your decision making. It's like you've lived by the T in some way here. You've lived the way you were told. You've done the motions. You've created discipline and authority in your life, as in you've put all those limitations and boundaries around you where you can't really flow freely. That's why you're a fish. That's why this fish is coming up. It's like you want to swim down the river or in the ocean freely, but you're very limited in your expansion. You're trying to make it global. You're trying to go into outer space here. There's a lot of mental energy and emotional energy with little action. So it's like you're not really convinced this is the right move to make. But I'm seeing the new opportunity, the path forward is that level up. You're really needing to increase for the goal you've set, for what you see, what you're targeted, what you're aimed at, the fulfillment, the life purpose that you seek is absolutely governed by your true authentic path. That's where the investigation, you're really trying to investigate. You're like, what am I doing? Like, I'm just living this life. Like, this life doesn't match. This life isn't good for your health. Like, I'm seeing someone just like all mucusy. And I'm seeing like the room you're in is just the stagnant energy in the room is just making you sick. It's not allowing you to see. That's why that muddled, unclear thinking in the forest, it's real, like, you know, when you got the, what's it called? What's this? Roger that. What's this thing? When you have a microphone or whatever it's called, where you have it and you're like, okay, 10-4, I'm outside. Catch me outside. How about that? Like, you know what I mean? That frequency is like super, like the person's not hearing you on the other side. But I think it's reversed. I really think you're not able to hear your higher self is the problem. There's that vision. There's that clear vision that it's all about the vision, not being trapped by envy or greed or poison, but rather being called by, your heart chakra, nature, the wild, the original you is very simple. It lives a very simple life. And that's where this block, this authority really keeps you from discovering that about you, is that whole flying above, equal. It really challenges you to turn off all the chitter chatter noise, to remove the obstacles, the people, the places, and the things out of your life, out of your vision, out of your sphere, so you can orientate yourself forward. I'm so curious about November. Is it just saying November? Is it like an actual time of year? You know, I gotta think deep into things. Like, of course it's not just November. But maybe it is. Eat, feed, like, okay. There's that green again. You're not satisfied. You're not satisfied. You're hungry. You are so hungry. And the hunger is like, you have to, in a little bit here, I'm seeing a little bit of like envy and greed and lust, actually, is what it is. So there's a bit of lust. I'm seeing poison ivy from Batman. And there's a bit of allure, for sure. And I think that in the forest, there's these dark corners. So the idea is you're trying to get through the forest. You're trying to get in it. You want to walk the path in the forest and get out on the other side. But you're struggling because there's so many traps in this forest that you need very clear thinking and health and direction to know that you're trying to exit the forest. You're not trying to stop and play with the siren or stop and play with, you know, the vampire chick or, you know, the werewolf man. Like, you're trying to get to the other end of that forest. And it's very important to you to not be too distracted. Yeah, you're really trying to alchemize a balance here of past life and new life. Who was I? Who am I? Who am I going to be? How many more metamorphoses am I going to go through? How do I maintain what I have right now while also incorporating what I got going on in the future? I see you also trying to plan a lot, and I'm hearing planning too much is just like the fish. The fish probably doesn't plan where it swims. I feel like a little bit more fluid, like a little bit more fluidity with that protective, emotional, like your heart needs a layer of protection. But at the same time, being more fluid is going to invite experiences you want to have while you're waiting to get through the forest. There's some things in the forest worth stopping to enjoy, to learn from. Yeah, there's a lot of learning. So you're in the school of life, and as you're going through the forest, you're educating yourself on what not to do and what to do and what, yeah, to really, I don't know if November is literal for you, or because when months come up, that's just like, if I'm just so outside of time, it's hard for me to pick up exactly what that I mean, the only one that popped up right was 4-leaf clover, and then dog, protection from a powerful friend. So you got November, protection, and 4-leaf clover. So November is highly significant. So you got crib and an egg. You could have a baby due in November, or a job, because if you connect to that other November reading, don't know which one it was, there's something about something's gonna come about in November, and about having fun and enjoying yourself in the meantime. Yeah, just kind of like, you know, drink some wine or enjoy yourself. Indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. the Wheel. So I see you needing to put your ducks in order while also allowing for wiggle room and time. Like, oh, it's going to happen this time. It's going to happen, you know, like that's not helping. Going with the flow, staying away from predators that want to eat you, while also doing your investigation, holding dear and strong to your path and where you're going, your end game, your truth, what you need to remove and cut out so you can really make the life manifested around you, just like you've manifested your current life, but with new intentions and better intentions this time, almost like a second chance or a level up that you are looking to create here. So yeah, you got this, okay? That's what I have. Thank you so much for watching.